Liberals are so stupid the way that they handle Trump.
What do you mean?
You should shut up. And then that was it. He was on the casino circuit, and then you idiot liberals wrote him twist again when you indicted him. And now he's a martyr. He's a narcissist. Neutral energy.
Yeah.
Neutral.
You think he'd go away if
You know what I think he was? I think he was a one-hit wonder. Right? He wrote the twist. It's going to be great for comedy. He's coming back.
This stupid election is finally over. Took forever. Like, you know? Yeah. Everybody knew who they were voting for 4 years ago. And then they just drag you through a year and a half of this stuff. Like, who was sitting there watching the debate, like, still not decided? Two of the most polar opposite people ever. It's like, all right, let's see. What does the orange bigot have to say?
This year, you're not going to get a visit from Santa, but you are going to get a visit from the Secret Service.
Did you hear about the comedy nuke that just hit Trump? Bill Burr went all out roasting the orange turd on live TV, and boy oh boy, it was a doozy. Trump's hair got compared to a dead squirrel on a balloon, and that's just the start. Stick around to hear how Burr turned Trump's ego into mincemeat with his razor-sharp wit. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Bill Burr took the stage like a comedy sniper, ready to take down his orange-hued target. The audience held their breath, wondering if they were about to witness a full-on roast or just a gentle ribbing. Spoiler alert, Burr went nuclear. He started off with some light jabs at Trump's appearance. You know, the usual stuff.
The guy is a lunatic. I mean, he literally got shot and immediately jumped back up and started yelling in the direction the bullets were coming from, unarmed. Just tell her she won. Tell her she won. But Trump's got all those weird, coming out. I think the guy couldn't get like a bead on him, That's not a sane human being. I would have been on the ground crying in the fetal position, like, all right, give me the truck. I don't want this job anymore.
That hair looks like a cotton candy machine threw up on a traffic cone, Burr quipped, getting some chuckles from the crowd. But that was just the warm-up. Burr then cranked it up to 11, hitting Trump where it really hurts, his precious ego and supposed business skills. Trump's so bad at deals, he could bankrupt a lemonade stand in the Sahara, Burr said, causing the audience to erupt in laughter. Ouch! That's gotta sting for a guy who's always bragging about being a very stable genius in business. The comedian didn't stop there. He dug deeper, poking fun at Trump's notorious insecurity. I bet Trump asks his mirror, who's the orangest of them all, every morning, Burr joked as the audience howled. You could almost hear the collective ooh as Burr's words hit their mark. As the tension built, Burr geared up for his grand finale. The audience was on the edge of their seats, waiting for the knockout punch. And boy, did Burr deliver. Trump's like a toddler with nuclear codes, Burr said, his voice dripping with sarcasm. He needs a timeout, not the Oval Office.
I don't want to hear it. I don't watch politics, so we're going to keep it light. All right? Here we go. All right. Well, I just got over the flu, which is fantastic, you know what I mean? Just going through this Rolodex of people that coughed on you, sniffled near you, walked by an Asian or something. You try to fight it. They say on the internet, that's where all the disease comes from. The whole flight, I'm sitting there looking at his dirty Jesus feet, and all I'm thinking is the next pandemic is growing in the bottom of his feet, and all I'm gonna be is the next, patient number 2, whatever the next disease is,
The crowd went wild, cheering and clapping like they'd just witnessed a verbal KO. But Burr wasn't done yet. He took aim at Trump's infamous Twitter habit, saying, the only thing longer than Trump's tweets is the list of people who've quit his administration. The audience was in stitches, probably picturing Trump's tiny fingers furiously tapping out angry tweets in response. As the laughter died down, you couldn't help but wonder, how's the orange man gonna handle this roast? Will he fire back with his usual fake news defense? sense? Or will he try to pretend it never happened, like he does with his failed business ventures? Well, folks, it turns out our spray-tanned commander-in-chief didn't just handle the roast. He had a full-blown meltdown that would make a nuclear reactor jealous. While Bill Burr's jokes were still bouncing off the studio walls, Trump's tiny fingers were already twitching towards his favorite weapon, Twitter. Picture it, there's Donnie, lounging in his golden tower, probably watching TV instead of reading those boring old briefings. Suddenly he catches wind of Burr's roast and reaches for his phone faster than you can say "Kuffuff."
I'll be honest with you, I can't believe Trump didn't win this thing like 4 months ago. You know? I know that's weird for younger people to hear, but like when I was a kid, if you were running for president and you got shot and you didn't die, that was the end of the election. How about the real estate agent that speaks through her nose? Oh, there's a point. This is so difficult. It's like they overlap. I just can't make up my mind. There was nothing you could say, right? Everybody would just be like, this guy's the man. He is the king. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I think the number one reason like Trump survived is all those herky-jerky movements that he does.
And boy, did he unleash a tweet storm that would make a hurricane look like a gentle breeze. First tweet out the gate, failing comedian Bill Burr thinks he's funny. Sad. Couldn't sell out a phone booth. Oh, Donnie boy, you're really showing your age there. I mean, who even remembers phone booths anymore? But our grumpy Trumpy was just getting started. As the night wore on, Trump's tweets got angrier and more incoherent. It was like watching a toddler have a tantrum in a china shop, but with worse spelling. Our sources say he managed to misspell comedian multiple times, because apparently spell check is for losers. But the real kicker? In his rage tweeting frenzy, he accidentally insulted 3 world leaders. Oops, looks like someone's gonna need some extra diplomacy lessons. Meanwhile, the internet was having a field day. Trump's supporters tried to defend their leader, bless their hearts, but they were outnumbered by people sharing Burr's jokes and laughing at Trump's reaction. The memes were flying faster than hair plugs in a wind tunnel. My personal favorite, a photoshopped image of Trump in a timeout corner wearing a dunce cap. Now that's what I call presidential. But here's the thing, folks. Trump's reaction to comedy might just be the key to understanding his whole presidency. The guy can't take a joke. He's more fragile than a snowflake in a heat wave. It's like he's allergic to laughter unless it's aimed at someone else. This whole incident serves as a reminder that humor can be a powerful tool against political figures. Burr's roast not only entertained us, but also exposed Trump's vulnerabilities. It's like they say, the pen, or in this case the microphone, is mightier than the sword, or the tiny Twitter fingers. Folks, let's be real for a second. Bill Burr didn't just tickle our funny bones. He showed us that sometimes the best way to fight back against big, scary politicians is with a good old-fashioned roast. It's like David taking down Goliath, but instead of a slingshot, he's armed with a microphone and a wicked sense of humor. Remember when Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert used to rip politicians a new one on TV? Well, Burr's keeping that tradition alive and kicking. He's proving that laughter isn't just the best medicine. It's also a secret weapon against political nonsense. So next time you're feeling down about the state of politics, just remember, even a regular Joe with a microphone can make the orange turd lose his cool. Keep laughing, folks. It might just be our ticket to surviving this crazy political roller coaster we're all on.